Most world managers would love to be Jurgen Löw and have his problems. He's just cut down his squad to 23 men, and the young player of the year from England, Leroy Sané, is not in it. How on earth is he leaving out Leroy Sané?
Well, if you listen to his excuses, which, look, he's the manager, he's close to the squad, he's close to the players, he obviously knows what he's talking about, but I think it's a bit of a jaw dropper. I think a player that's had a fabulous year in the Premier League, I think he got 10 goals this season for Man City. For me, he's a difference maker. I think he's one of the top 5 young players in the world. He's absolutely sensational. He's control, he's pace, he can break the lines, he can do so many things. So the only thing that we can surmise is that Jurgen Löw thinks that he's got a strong enough squad to, take them quite a long way in the tournament. But bit of a jaw drop for me, Ross.
He says he's a player who can win a game. He's a game changer, but he also
so why don't you take him?
Right, but he also believes clearly in the power of Müller, Royce, Draxler, and Julian Brandt of Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah. I think he's further in. I think he's in front of Brandt personally. I do. I just think that it's something that is quite unique off the bench. Look. The manager said that he doesn't think he's quite hit the straps yet as far as international football is concerned. All right, 12 games, no goals. Brandt's had 15 games, 1 goal. It is a close one, and the manager said it's a close one. But I just feel that with his experience with Man City this year, I just think that he's maturing. I think he's ready for this. I think he should have gone.
If it's a case of balance in Jurgen Löw's eyes, do you see that as being a really a key part of what Germany are all about? It's not about the individual stats. The stats are actually superior to Julian Brandt, but for him it just fits right. It feels different.
That may be the thing, the balance and the fit. As we said, look, he's close to the squad. They didn't have a particularly good game against Austria a few days ago. Manager wasn't happy with that. And when you get to a massive tournament like the World Cup, it is about harmony, it is about balance, it is about what he feels he can go to off his bench, and what he feels as he's got as his starting 11. My personal opinion is that Leroy Sané is ready for this stage, but he ain't going to go.
Okay, well, it's a big decision for Germany. They are blessed with an enormous amount of depth, as has been widely reported. Lots of people's favourites to win the trophy. They open up against Mexico on the 17th in Moscow. Before that, they'll have one more friendly opportunity against Saudi Arabia, but Germany looking good to defend their trophy, even without Leroy Sané, perhaps. Welcome into the Transfer Rater. We've got 5 good ones for you today as we build up for the World Cup. Paul Mariner alongside me, Ross Dyer. First of all, your old club, they're in the market. Finally, they're in the market for a free transfer. Fellaini.
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag today. Let's put it that way. Fellaini to Arsenal. How does that make me feel? Not great. I don't get excited about it. Look, Mourinho seems to be changing his midfield around. He's always been a plan B type of a guy for Mourinho. Would he fit in at the Arsenal? I'm not too sure, Ross. I'm really not. He's on a free transfer.
He's 30 years old.
He's 30 years old, but to me, I would never look at him as a 30-year-old player. I'm going to say this a minute. I've got my Arsenal head on. I'm going to say this.
All right. Another one, Arsenal on a free. This one with a bit more pedigree, perhaps.
Well, yeah, incredible. Look, 2012, 2014, absolutely sign him tomorrow. Absolutely no. One of the best wing backs that we've seen for a long time. Up and down for fun, putting balls in the box, defending well. On a free transfer. What is he? 34, 35 now?
34 now. Yep.
He's had heart surgery. I'm assuming he's still okay. If he comes in, it'll be a backup to Bellerin, be in the squad. Unai Emery, one of his first signings. Am I excited? No. Will it possibly work? Is it free? Why not?
All right, we'll take him. Okay. Someone leaving England to go to Germany. Now, this is a strange one, isn't it? Given that Manuel Neuer is getting himself back into fitness.
Yeah,
Bayern
strange.
Munich apparently scouting Jordan Pickford at the World Cup.
I would have thought that Bayern Munich will be scouting most goalkeepers if they want to get a young goalkeeper in. Personally, I'd look to the Bundesliga. I think the Bundesliga have got some fantastic young goalkeepers. There are other great goalkeepers. If Real Madrid come knocking, Barcelona, Bayern Munich come knocking, it tends to get players' interest. Obviously, I don't know whether Everton will want to sell him. They only signed him last year. 24 years of age. I just can't see this. I can't see it. I just cannot see it. I think there are other goalkeepers out there. Donnarumma always keeps coming into my mind for the longevity. You know, what's Manuel Neuer got left? 5 years plus? Who knows? I'm going to say that this is a miss.
Got to think, if Neuer is fit, then 5
plays
years. Why
on the bench?
Why is Pickford in the
terrible for his career?
Griezmann, the saga of Griezmann is that...
I thought this was done.
Right.
I thought it was done and dusted.
But not to Barcelona. Apparently now there are murmurings that he might be willing to stay. But can you really see that in a World Cup year?
No, I can't see it. I don't know whether it's gamesmanship, what it is. But again, when Barcelona, Real Madrid come knocking, and he knows the league, he knows the Barcelona lads, he knows what he'll be getting into with Barcelona. I thought a few weeks ago that this was absolutely locked in, done and dusted. Seemingly not, but I don't think he'll stay at Atletico. If he doesn't go to Barca, I think he'll go to the Prem. But to stay at Atletico Madrid, I'm going to say...
It's a miss for you.
Nope.
OK, another Arsenal lad here, Jack Wilshere, maybe... After Sam Allardyce leaves Everton, not on the radar of Everton at this point, to West Ham, does that make sense? Or is he going to be convinced by Emery to stick around at Arsenal?
Well, it seems to me that he's been waiting for some negotiations to speak to the new manager about his contract. Seemingly it's not been forthcoming. So would this be a good move? I've said on ESPN FC for a long time in here that he needs a change of scenery. He needs to get a new challenge. He's too comfortable at Arsenal. I think if he goes to West Ham, they'll be asked some serious questions. New manager in there. I'd like to see Jack going. I'd like to see him go to a new club, because I think at West Ham they're in a bit of a rebuild phase. New manager comes in. Get yourself out there, Jack, and show everybody what you got.
All right, so we've got 3 misses here, some fairly big ones, and maybe someone coming into Arsenal and maybe someone leaving in Wilshere. That's Paul's take. Let us know what you think at ESPN FC. As always, we'll be back very soon with more transfer rumour raters.
It's a difficult one because they're a good club. They've been successful. He obviously has a good relationship with the coach. They've got a good team bond there, which is something that's taken them through. Got them quite a long way, as well as the quality in their organisation. But I just feel... I thought last year was the time, another year down the line, I just feel it is the time for him to go. If he wants to make this one last big move in his career, I think the time is now. Listen, whether it's Spain, England, Germany, most clubs would take this player.
Sure.
Absolutely most clubs would take this player. So if I was him, I think it's time for a fresh start. But maybe he doesn't... Maybe it's not all about that. Maybe he's happy at Atletico Madrid. So I really don't know.
But if he was all about that, then you think, okay, well, then make your decision.
Yeah.
What is there to think about? If it is about Atletico Madrid and the shield and the thing and the pride, I'm going to be the main player here, I'm going to be the main guy, then come out and say it. You're going to be an Atletico Madrid player, and we're not having this conversation. But the longer this goes to the sort of in-between state in which he doesn't really say much, and yet kind of information just filters out and you're supposed to put 2 and 2 together, then the more speculation comes about. What I would say about Antoine Griezmann is that if I were him, I would be very careful in that I'm jumping ahead of the curve. That Atletico Madrid at some point is going to top out. At some point, this magic may run out. Do you jump ahead of that curve and you say, you know what, guys, it's been great. I've done as much as I could possibly do in this club, and it's now time to do something else, somewhere else, in front of different fans, with different players and with different expectations. If Barcelona is knocking, then now is the time to go.
If he does love the club as much as he says, and I'm sure he does, then, as Ali pointed out, a quick decision would be better for everybody.
Of course.
It would be better for him to clear his mind, going to the World Cup. You never know what happens at the World Cup with injuries and whatnot. And it's better for Simeone and Atletico Madrid because they're, okay, right, we don't want to lose him, but we think that's going to be the case, so we can divert our mindset and our strategy to go and try and find an adequate replacement.
It would also be better for him when he comes back to Atletico Madrid. Because now, I'm going to guess that the fans at Atletico Madrid are also saying, well, is he coming? Is he staying? Sure. Are you really love us or not? Are you going to be part of this or not? This coming and going cannot sit.
I won't ask you who you think Real Madrid will get as the new coach, because as you were suggesting, they don't know because they've been taken by surprise. You take a look at the list, though. Look at the odds. You've got names like Arsene Wenger, Pochettino, Guti as well. If you were Florentino Perez, who would you hire? as the next coach?
Well, I mean, obviously, I know this is stating the obvious, but let me state it. I'm not Florentino Perez in terms of the... And by that I mean, it's not just that I am not him. In terms of what I would look for in a manager, the kind of things that, whether I admit it publicly or not,
I tried a simple
want
question, boys. It's a simple question.
A different to what he wants. He wants a manager that's malleable. He wants a manager that will fulfil his kind of ideal for the club. I think what Real Madrid want at the moment is a manager who they believe is professional, who is, shall we say, imposes a little bit more on the players. But this is what Madrid do. They swing from one extreme to the other. I actually think they need someone who gives the players a certain degree of latitude, who is prepared to allow some freedom to them, but who is also prepared to see through this process of new players arriving. They want Pochettino. Whether or not they'll get him is another issue.
You almost gave us a name then.
Almost. They won, but I don't know if they're going to get
Here we
it.
go. So I understand you want someone to make this transition, someone who's good at handling big names. Is Arsene Wenger not a name that should be seriously considered?
I think he has been, and is.
It seems to make sense.
Well, I don't know if he's
doesn't
the
it?
right choice for Real Madrid now. People would scoff at that, but
I don't understand why they would scoff at it.
Well, I think it was because things became so stale at Arsenal at the end that it kind of tainted, to a certain extent, all the good things that he did. And he did some great things at Arsenal, particularly over the first 10 years. And I was consistent in saying this over the piece. I never felt Wenger was finished as a manager, but I felt it was time for Arsenal and him to move on somewhere new. Now, not thinking a job like this would come up, but if it's not about signing players, and I think that's where he struggled recently, bringing players in and not the right players, if it's about working with what he's got there, and that seems to be the case, then he's as qualified, if not more qualified, than Mauricio Pochettino.
Who would you have, Ali, on the list?
Man, can I just say, this is an impossible job. You're coming into a situation where Zidane has done everything that nobody else had ever been able to do. And so in you come with the same expectations, that you're supposed to deliver these titles, and it's an expectation that lives on with Real Madrid. I'm just not sure that I'm ready to put away my Wenger out sign and put the Wenger in sign. Man, that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. And I wouldn't have Pochettino either. I would go with Guti, to be honest.
Oh.
You like some Guti, don't you?
Oh, no, that would be chaos.
Oh, well, chaos for the
Guti was a regular in the nightclubs with me and Sid used to go back in the day. He can't be.
He's
Not be a manager, Sid.
Sid just said that you need a manager with latitude.
Listen,
well, there you go.
Hey, everyone changes, right?
Are you talking about yourself as well?
No, I'm just saying other people. Everyone changes. I'm talking about going to nightclubs, and everyone changes, and most people mature. maybe he's mature. Listen, I don't quite get this Pochettino love in either.
No.
I mean, I like him as a manager, but correct me if I'm wrong, success isn't finishing in the top four. Well, it might be for some in England, but I don't consider that success. So Real Madrid normally go after people who have got a proven track record. Okay, Zidane was an internal appointment, but normally the managers go there with Champions Leagues in the bag, with domestic titles and cups in the bag. He clearly ain't done that at Spurs.
I would also say that Guti would be just a caretaker. It would be for the time being.
Right.
Until another name pops up that maybe Real Madrid fans can get excited about. But until then, from that list, I just don't see anybody that...
Welcome into extra time. No basketball talk today.
Why not?
Yesterday we were talking about LeBron or Messi.
No, that wasn't yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. On extra time. You weren't here.
Oh, was you talking about it again?
Yeah.
Oh. Who was it the other day? Oh, somebody asked the question on Saturday. I think it was... Oh, no, that's what it was. LeBron or Michael Jordan.
Ah, there you
So
go.
it's equally as clueless at that.
What, at soccer?
I don't know about it.
Sid, is there a possibility of Real Madrid swapping Lewandowski for Bale? What can Manchester United do to prevent this from happening?
United can't do anything to prevent it from happening because I must say I don't think it's going to happen, so they don't need to.
Oh, there you go. Is Bale going to stay, Sid?
Well, his chances of staying are much, much greater now without Zidane there. I think he believes that it was the problem between him and the manager. I think his camp believes it's a problem between him and the manager, and that the clouds have cleared somewhat with Zidane's departure.
Zidane's gone, he's happy.
By the way, as it pertains to the basketball talk, that series is over.
The series is done. I watched it yesterday.
Yeah. What's happening?
Well, it's 2-0, and
Who's playing?
Steph Curry can score from pretty much everywhere.
Who's playing?
I saw.
Yeah, who's playing?
Golden State and Cleveland.
They're in the final every year.
Pretty much. You
Yeah,
can
is
write
it the
in.
fourth consecutive?
Well, whatever it may be, I'm just going to tell you it's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like.
Where are you in the
it's
LeBron Jordan?
Jordan?
Yeah.
That's what I said, see?
You just admit you didn't know what you're talking about.
Of course well, I don't... yeah.
Well, LeBron is something special.
Right, some good ones, aren't they? They get paid enough, don't they?
Some good ones.
Some big ones.
Some good big ones there. What?
I'm sure that's the analysis going on the other side.
Sign him up.
Some good... That's what you get on Sports Centre
Yep.
when the NBA comes on.
Yep.
Some good big ones. Get Larry Bird back out of retirement from the Boston Celtics.
Whoa.
Job done.
Whoa.
Does Spain go as far as Iniesta goes, Sid?
I think that's actually quite a good question. And you watch the way that they played against Switzerland, the importance that he has. And one thing it's worth pointing out here, Andres Iniesta has had all of these kind of these celebrations. He's had all these moments to mark the end of his career. But from his point of view, this is not the end. You know, put the homages to one side. It's time to go to the World Cup and win it. And I think he has a great tournament left in him. Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that Yaya Toure stuff today?
Yes, I did see that Yaya Toure stuff. That's interesting. Toure speaking to France Football and basically completely and utterly throwing Pep under the bus.
Saying Pep, I mean, I'm paraphrasing him. What was it? He said Pep has a... I'm not saying it.
Oh.
No, he suggested that Pep has a problem with African players.
Right, I mean that's strong.
That's what it said. Well, obviously, said you followed Yaya Toure in his time at Barcelona with Pep. This is strong stuff, isn't it? From, let's face it, a player though who was rejected by Pep at Barca.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously, the first thing to say is let's wait and hear the totality of what Yaya Toure's got to say. Let's wait and hear his rationale for saying so. Certainly, it is worth pointing out that Pep Guardiola started playing him at centre-back and actually really quite liked him as a centre-back. There's obviously the problem in terms of the relationship of the damage that was done by Yaya Toure's agent, not directly by Yaya Toure himself. When he was moved away from that central midfield position, it was because a certain Sergio Busquets was coming through, and I think we all agree now that Sergio Busquets in that position has become possibly a generation-defining player for Barcelona, at least, maybe not in world football as a whole, but perhaps even there as well. And then if you take it beyond Yaya Toure to other African players, well, I'm trying to think how many African players play with Guardiola. Obviously, he did have problems with Samuel Eto'o, but I think a lot of people have had problems with Samuel Eto'o. He really got on very well indeed with Seydou Keita. And off the top of my head, I can't think of any other African players, but it's certainly going to be interesting to see the entirety of what Yaya Toure has to say.
I should have tweeted that in, shouldn't I?
What's that?
That question. I'd have got on extra time.
Well, yeah, you keep coming in with your own questions now.
No, I thought I read it today and I thought, oh.
Yeah,
that's
it's strong stuff. The interview.
Particularly as if when the season finished, it looked as if they were quite...
Well, you felt like they give everyone ended on happy terms.
Yeah, friendly note, but obviously not.
I'm pretty certain that Pep Guardiola is not getting a cake from Yaya Toure.
No. Pep Guardiola is suspended for 2 games as well today in the Champions League.
All right.
Give us your boldest, most controversial prediction for the World Cup.
Well, I saw Sid tweeting about this earlier.
Oh.
Because he responded.
What was your response?
But he said there was an obvious one, but he didn't say.
Oh.
He saved it for extra time.
Ah. Here he goes.
Sid?
Drum roll, please.
I don't know if this counts necessarily as controversial, but Argentina don't even get out of the group.
Whoa, that is.
Well, that's quite controversial, Sid.
Who's that group? Croatia. Oh, I should know this.
Nigeria.
Croatia, Nigeria,
Iceland.
So who have you got going through? Croatia and Nigeria?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, look, this is a I'm not saying this will happen, but
I think that's
it's
exactly what you just
plausible that
said,
This
Sid.
Argentina team doesn't get out of the group.
Your hatred of Messi.
The whole of Argentina is attacking me right now. Yeah.
That's only because Messi plays for Argentina. Sid hates Messi because of a clear Real Madrid bias.
Yeah.
I mean, it all just fits in now. Why are these people...
Which one is it today?
Yeah.
You
Well,
love
you hate
Ronaldo.
You hate Argentina and Catalunya.
All those people...
Other than that, you're fine.
Yeah, all those people on Twitter, they were right about you.
So who have you got winning it? Portugal, Sid?
No. I don't know who's going to win the World Cup. I mean, I do think Spain look very good. I think I like the look of France in so much as I think they've got brilliant players. I'm not convinced they have a particularly good manager, though.
I think I've got Argentina meeting Spain at the quarters or something, and the predicted we did.
Oh, good. I'm sure we can do the predictor now and it'll be
We're
completely different.
going to get Ricardo Ortiz in, our colleague from Deportes,
And he'll say,
he's
"Don't
going to
worry."
just explain how
You had Argentina beating Spain.
Yeah, I did, because I just think, well, it's not a strange notion that, you know. It's not like saying, you know, Iceland are going to beat Spain in the quarter-finals.
Right.
It's Argentina.
Sure.
I just think that. But I saw something today saying, apart from Messi, the Argentina squad is just not very good.
Right.
I don't think they've been operating at their best recently, but I wouldn't go that far. When they click,
If they click.
if they click,
How about you go the other way? Instead of a team losing, a team actually winning. How about England making it to the semifinals? Is that bold and controversial?
yeah.
Yeah, it is very bold.
saw that
And I don't believe it.
Harry Kane is the fattest player at the World Cup.
Well, that's...
What do you mean?
Like carrying
Well,
the most
that-
weight.
How do we know that?
Because along with each of the, like when they've had to put the thing in, they put their height and their weight.
Yeah, but they just. He's the heaviest player,
Yes.
not the fattest.
Well, heavy.
The heaviest.
There's a BMI.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
Come on now.
There's a difference between heavy and overweight.
Right. Heaviest player then.
Yeah, he's a big.
My Harry
Well, I'd
Kane
be surprised.
hatred comes in.
He's a big lad, but most of the time they're wrong anyway.
What, the weights?
Yes,
Right.
mine used to be.
Maybe muscle mass is what.
Yes, that's what it should be.
Well, that's what Stevie Nicol claims as well.
Should we do a weight of everybody in this show before the World Cup starts? And get Nicol in and.
So it's only because you've lost weight now. He just wants to show
Yeah,
off.
you wouldn't want to.
194.
You didn't want to do that 3 months ago.
No, I'd still have done it because I'm still way under. No, actually, I wasn't. But only because I'm taller than Nicol.
Give us your boldest, most controversial
All right.
prediction then for the World Cup.
Boldest.
I think there might be a goal in the opening game. That's quite a bold prediction.
That is bold. That is controversial.
Right.
Here we go.
VAR's going to be problematic.
Oh, that's no bold and
Yeah,
controversial.
which of that bold or controversial?
Somebody from the host nation, high up,
Careful. Careful.
and all of a sudden, Russia. No. Right, well, I'm going to go for. No, I don't know.
Good. Right, that was worth the wait.
I don't,
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Don't know. Don't know. Bold prediction. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same at the end. I think. Pretty much. Last 8.
Right.
Pretty much a bit like the Champions League, I would say in some sense.
Right.
We might get one
Yeah.
leaking in under the radar, but that'll be the big guns will be there fighting it out as usual.
Yes, right. ESPN FC
Very bold and
returns
controversial.
tomorrow. More controversial takes from Craig. Stevie's here as well for the big weigh-in.
England.